All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GosuCup America part number 2. I should say tournament number 2. We've got a round of 8 best of 1 series between Grats Tho, a team we just saw, and Fnatic RC North America. This should be a great battle. Of course, Whitebeard is not available for Fnatic, so they will have Liquid Fluff standing in for them. And I'm sure whatever they put him as, he will play it expertly. Last time I saw Fnatic have Fluff as a stand-in, he played an Aches, which was interesting to say the least, because if you know anything about Fluff, you realize he's not a carry player at all. Turns out he went 11-minute basher. It's pretty good. It's pretty nice. Bans coming out very quickly. Immediately, Grats Tho banning out Luna as well as the Naga Siren. Fnatic will ban out the Bounty Hunter as well as the Templar Assassin. So that Rider's available. Fnatic might pick that up. They usually do when they have it available to them, and they will go for that. There's 2 pickups available for Grats, though I'd have to imagine Jakiro will be one of them, and maybe even the Undying as well. Of course, now that Luna's banned out, we're going to see a game which does not feature that really great hero, and does not feature Eclipse, and does not feature fights that roam around Eclipse and Lucent Beam and things of that nature. We might see a return to maybe a little bit of Sven play, perhaps maybe a Faceless Void or an Aches or something different. We'll have to see what they decide to go for. They'll pick up a Magnus on the side of Grats, though. And Magnus and Nyx Assassin. Wow, so I've seen Sleazel play Magnus before. They might put it on somebody else, but that is a big hero for Grats, though. That's a big, big hero pickup, and they could maybe even go for Sven to top it all off, and that could be dangerous. That's a dangerous conversation, so we'll have to see what happens. Fnatic has 2 more picks that they're going to pick up right now, and this is tough. The fact that Magnus is picked up is very difficult. I think he's one of the most ridiculous heroes in the game. I think a lot of pro players think he's broken, and he is sort of getting a little nerf in the next patch. I don't know if it's enough, but that's another, we could worry about that later perhaps. So, and we'll have to see what happens. 1 minute and 13 seconds left on reserve time for right now. Once again, thank you for joining us here on Neo Dota, and thank you for the Gosu Gamers for, of course, sponsoring the GosuCup and letting us do this. It's really great to cast. Once again, I am Maut, M-A-U-T. I always have to spell my name out whenever I cast from now on because people don't understand, how it's really spelled. I don't know if my name's on this screen. It might be. But I know that my name is on the other 2 overlays that I have. There's going to be Undying pickup and the Rubik pickup there, so already some nice pickups coming from the side of Fnatic, but Grats, though, of course, with Magnus and Nyx Assassin, 2 heroes that I've seen. Well, Magnus has been banned out pretty much every game, but a hero, at least, that's seen a lot of play recently is Nyx Assassin, and we saw in the, I think in the previous game as well, it worked really well for Pandago. He'll probably play it again. 1 more pickup here before we get into the next ban phase, and we will see what happens. It will be the Keeper of the Light, which was played by Broccoli previously. Now the next bans will be coming here. I think Fnatic probably doesn't want to have to deal with the Sven, but they will have first pick, so they can pick it up if they want to. So there's always that. I don't know if they'll ban it out. They're going to ban out Gyrocopter, which I think is a great ban because that's a hero that is played a lot, especially in the North American scene. I've seen multiple times in SECS somebody pick up a Gyrocopter and absolutely do work with it. So I think that's a very smart ban. I think if you get the right build on the Gyrocopter, it could be absolutely devastating, especially with a Magnus where you have that reverse polarity. If you get it on more than like 3 people and you just do a call down right afterwards, it's absolutely disgusting. So we'll have to see how this does work out. Grats, though, going to ban out the Sven, so they will be the ones banning out that Sven. Darkseer actually hasn't been banned out either, so if Grats, though, can pick up a Darkseer, they'd be in a very comfortable position as well. Faceless Void going to be banned by Fnatic. 3 more bans to go right now, of course. Reserve time has actually not been used by Grats, though, right now, and Fnatic, this could be a difficult game for them, and might even be an upset. I don't think that it would be an upset in terms of, my, like what I consider an upset I'd think would be Lust versus Dignitas and Lust winning. I think Grats, though, is a very underrated team. I think they've got a lot of good players. I think it would be an upset for a lot more people if they beat Fnatic, but I think that Grats, though, has the capability to do so. Darkseer is going to be the next band coming out from the side of GT. Got 1 more band for each team, and we'll see what happens in terms of their next pickups here in just a second. And I mean, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I really appreciate, participating in chat. I did destroy my bed for you, and I destroyed it proverbially, rather than literally. 2 more bands coming out. What will it be? We'll find out in just one moment. So this is going to be a round of 8 game. It's a best of 1. The next round is best of 3. Then the consolation finals, and then the grand finals are also best of 3s. Now, I might have a co-caster for those. I imagine I will. Or I might be co-casting for somebody else. So, regardless, I'll be doing this in one way or another, which is cool. A lot of reserve time being used for Fnatic right now. They're really thinking about what they want to do, what they want to go, who's going to play what. I'm not sure who they're going to give Fluff right now. When I talked to Rillo, he said that Fluff just plays whoever the person that's missing's role. So, for example, Whitebeard is sometimes... Whitebeard can do a lot. He can be a 2, he can be a 3, he can be a 4. I don't think he'll be a 1, but I think that, you know, in that area, he can be those heroes. I don't think they're going to send Fluff mid. I just don't think it'll happen. I think they'd probably send... I'm not really sure who they'd send mid. Tobacco went off lane last time I checked, and they actually sent their... They did send Ponies, who was their stand-in. They sent him mid against the... Who was it? I can't remember. Oh, Infinity Gaming, that's right. I don't know why I forgot. Anyways, the Clinks ban is the last ban coming out onto the side of Fnatic right now. One more ban for the side of GT. What will it be? We'll find out in just a second. I keep saying that, but, I mean, it's true. Seconds will pass by, and then we will find out who the ban is, and that's important. And going into reserve time for the first time now for GT. Still spending some time thinking about doing, who they're going to ban out here. It will be a Nakes ban. Not the biggest surprise in the world. There's not a whole lot of carries left that are really considered really great top-tier carries anymore in the pool. But Fnatic has their first pick up here. They will have in this next pick phase, will have the first pick. And, well, they've got a few choices to make. Do we get a mid-hero despite the fact that we have Batrider? Do we send Undying offlane? Do we send Rubik mid? Do we put... do we get a jungler for Fluff? Do we get a carry? And Fluff is very known for his Chen, at least he used to be. But when Chen sort of saw this sort of decrease in play, I think Fluff stopped playing him as much. So it's very interesting to see, you know, what they're going to pick up here. Reserve time is 12 seconds. We'll see what actually happens here in terms of picks. They need to pick something up now, though. Getting very close to not picking something up. It will be Disruptor, and I can almost guarantee that's what Fluff will play. I don't want to, like... Yeah, for sure that's what he's going to play, but I want to like say that they could send him somewhere else. But that is a hero that he's certainly comfortable with, and that I've seen him play multiple times. Now, for any of you that don't know, I casted Complexity a lot in ECAL, when ECAL was still around. Me and Jay were sort of the behind-the-scenes casters that were just like practicing while Draskell and Grant were doing most of the work. So when we casted, we saw Complexity a lot, and we saw Disruptor a lot of the time. Visage was picked up too. But we haven't seen Visage Fluff in some time, I'd have to imagine. 118 left on reserve time for GT. So we'll have to see what, once again, their last 2 picks will be. Need a carry right now. They've got maybe offlane Magnus or mid Magnus. Keeper of the Light will be part of a tri-lane, I'd imagine. I think Nyx Assassin will be support. So I think Magnus will probably go mid with the Nyx Assassin, Keeper of the Light supporting. They'll pick up a carry, and then they need an offlaner as well, which could be Windrunner, could be Beastmaster if they really wanted it to be. We'll have to see what they decide to go, what they're thinking about in terms of composition. The Roar would certainly be nice, I think, for somebody, especially like a Batrider. I think that they have a lot of lockdown, though, already, and maybe they don't need it. I think that also Fnatic needs a little more damage, obviously. They need to get more right-click out. Phantom Lancer is going to be a choice from GT. An interesting carry. Surprised to see that. A carry that requires a bit of farm, but at the same time is very frustrating to deal with in terms of his illusions are annoying, and I think that he could be very devastating. Now, what's important to note is you have a Rubik here. If he misses the reverse polarity on Rubik, he could steal it. So, we'll see what happens. See what happens. So Chaos Knight is, I think, someone in chat mentioned Chaos Knight might be picked up here from Fnatic. I think that could certainly happen, but we'll have to see what happens here. It's going to be OD, surprisingly enough, which means to me that Batrider will be offlane. Wow, Outworld Destroyer, that is something else, man. That I did not see that coming. Alright, well, we're going to see how this works. Honestly, are they going to do OD mid and then... No, I think they're going to do OD in a tri-lane with like Rubik and Disruptor and then Batrider mid and Undying off lane maybe. Or they could do OD mid, Batrider off lane, and then a tri-lane with these 3 supports, which could be devastating, but at the same time could also be really disastrous. And now GT's like, well, what do we pick up here? I don't know. I don't know what to pick up here. I wouldn't know what to pick up if I was on GT's side right now. What they have is they have a tri-lane, a mid-hero, or an off-laner. So they need either a mid-hero or an off-laner. Now, Queen of Pain hasn't been banned out. If you want to send Magnus into the off-lane, that happens occasionally. And I don't know. I mean, this is just a really weird lineup from both teams, I think. And it's going to be a Broodmother, so that will be the off-laner with Magnus going mid, and that tri-lane, of course, will be Keeper of the Light, Phantom Lancer, and Nyx Assassin. Now, Fnatic is a little bit harder to say what they're going to do, because you can send OD mid, and more often than not, whenever he's picked up, he is usually sent mid. But it doesn't seem to be the case here, because you have a Batrider, but at the same time, if you don't send Batrider mid, you send Undying into the offlane. I don't know, man. Like, this is a strange pickup. We're going to have to see how Fnatic decides to really do this. Waiting on all of them to pick up their respective heroes. And still waiting. Alright, Tobacco's playing OD. And Smurf on Undying, interestingly. I'm so confused as to what's going to happen here. Like, this is not their normal roles. Ignore me, I'm just going to be, like, oblivious as to what's happening in this game for the entire duration of it. Still waiting on pretty much all of Fnatic. We're going to get into the game. They might pause, actually, in a second. Let me change my overlay over. Boom, there it goes. Alright. Got 3 heroes picked up now on the side of Fnatic. Who is it? Alright, introductions. Derp will be on the Rubik. We're going to see Rolo on the Disruptor. Fluff will be on the Batrider. Tobacco on the OD. And we're going to see, finally, Smurf on the Undying. And meanwhile, on the side of Grats Tho, we have Broccoli on the Keeper of the Light. Fan of Soyan will be on the Phantom Lancer. Pandego will be on the Nyx Assassin. We're going to see Dire 2 on the Magnus. And finally, Sleazel on the offlane Broodmother, going for a Soul Ring recipe right off the bat. Looks like they're not going to try to go S5 or anything like that. It doesn't seem to be what Fnatic is going to do either. They might be going S4 here down in the bottom lane, looking for some early aggression. But it looks like it's going to be Smurf offlane on the Undying. And we'll have Fluff mid and Tobacco in a tri-lane with Rolo and Derp. So that's what I imagine is going to happen. Magnus is obviously heading mid right now on the side of Grats Tho, so no surprise there. But we already saw this tri-lane happening, and of course the off-lane Broodmother. Talked about that already. So interesting stuff. We'll have to see what actually happens here in terms of gameplay, in terms of First Blood, in terms of who's able to win this one, because whoever wins this goes to a best of 3 for the semifinals up against some team. Let me find the bracket for you guys. Who will they play against if whoever wins here? Let me find out. It might be against Aosin and all them. Is this the wrong bracket? Yeah, this is the wrong bracket. Alright. So, bracket for GosuCup Americas 2. Boom. Let's check it out. I think they go against the winner of Lust and E4. No, they don't, actually. They'll be going up against the winner of Root and Vlad's First. So that'll be interesting to see, whoever wins this game. But we are going to get back into the game. The game is resumed. We're good to go. Here we go. And once again, thank you for joining us here on Neo Dota. I am Maut. And obviously, this is the GosuCup Americas 2. This is the round of 8, aka the quarters. Tobacco will be heading down to this bottom lane right now. Fluff heading mid currently. Actually, it's going to be a tri-lane, an aggressive tri-lane, with Smurf on the Undying and Rolo here on the Disruptor, and of course the Rubik played by Derp. So Tobacco's going to get a solo lane against Sleazel, who's on that Broodmother, by the way, and it's going to be solo Fluff. I think maybe it might be a dual lane. You can see Broccoli is here mid, but of course he did, head mid early on, looking for runes and things of that nature. But it's going to be tri-lane against tri-lane. And what is good about this tri-lane, though, is that Keeper of the Light and Phantom Lancer is pretty disgusting. You go Tranquils, maybe even Soul Ring, but with Chakra Magic you don't necessarily need to, because you can just keep spamming stuff and he'll Chakra Magic you up back to like full. So it's going to be interesting here how this is going to be We might see some early aggression. We might see some early blood. Let's see what everybody's skilled. Decay is first for the Undying. Not surprising. Rolo hasn't skilled anything yet. Derp not skilling anything either. I don't think he'll go telekinesis. I'd imagine he'd go, well, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, depends on what Rolo goes. If he goes for Kinetic Field, then I think he'll go for Fade Bolt, because if you have that sort of positioning and you know you have that crowd control with Kinetic Field, you don't need to go telekinesis to really get that stun, and you could keep sitting in there Fade Bolting and decaying. But I think this lane requires levels for it to be effective. Obviously, I mean, this isn't going to be enough damage. I mean, decay damage is nice early on. And same as like the Fade Bolt damage, but it needs more. Thunderstrike as well. So what they need to decide is who's going to go for the disable portion and who's going to go for the damage portion. Obviously, Derp's not going to level up no field, so that's not really a choice. So he'll get telekinesis eventually. But Rolo's sort of in a more interesting position. Do you go for 1 point to kinetic field, then max glimpse and Thunderstrike? And what do you get first, glimpse or Thunderstrike? So you have to ask these questions and realize, well, you don't really know what they're going to do. And I think a lot of it comes down to how Tobacco's going to handle this bottom lane. And against Sleazel, it's not going to be the easiest time. Sleazel already throwing down his trees, as you can see. Now, Tobacco isn't going to have a tough time pulling if he wants to, but at the same time, I don't think he wants to. Fan of Soyan will be here. He's going to be sitting in a nice position. I don't know if he sees anybody. This shouldn't give him vision, I don't think. No, it does not. So they don't see this happening. There's a Dire Ward here, as you can see, giving them vision there. And, of course, this Observer Ward giving the vision for Fnatic. So they really don't know what's happening in terms of landing just yet. They think they're going to be up against Tri-Lane, I imagine. They're going to head and look for the rune, which is going to be down to the bottom lane. It is going to be an Invis rune. Not sure who will pick it up. Tobacco is here. Just going to wait for the creep wave, and we're going to have a good game. So Fluff in a mid lane in something I have not seen him do like ever. So I'm doing a good job of body blocking, though. So there's that. But actually, though, it looks like Dire 2 did a better job. So Fluff will have to go from the low ground. He'll use a sticky napalm first. And already we're off to a jumping start here. And so this is Tri-Lane is going to be very interesting. Already mana burn flying on Undying, and that's going to be important to note that this is going to be frustrating. That mana burn is so spammable. It does cost 130 mana, and so we'll have to see if that does deter Smurf from using his decay as much. Smurf is going to be getting the farm, it looks like, in this lane right now. And nothing going on, really, actually. Bottom lane, Sleazel versus Tobacco. Sleazel's going to try to get some last hits here. 3 last hits, 4 denies for Tobacco already. So going for Arcane Imprisonment, getting Essence Aura as well. Not a pretty standard build up there. Usually you wait to get your Arcane Aura. I think once this is maxed, the Arcane Imprisonment is pretty important. But then again, that's only against mid, so we'll have to see what actually happens. And Fan of Soyan is going to be going for Spirit Lance as well as Doppelwalk, which is pretty standard as well. Having that Doppelwalk to get out of a bad situation is important. I'm pretty sure Rolo probably has sentries. Oh, he doesn't. That's surprising that he didn't go for sentries. He usually does, but already the creep wave is going to get pushed. There is a sentry ward here trying to spot out this. I don't think this blocked this creep camp, so it looks like they will be able to stack and pull if they want to. Bottom lane, 9 last hits going for Tobacco. He's having a nice time here against Sleazel. Sleazel's going to turn around and try to right-click, but Tobacco doing more base damage than, of course, Sleazel is with 52. Sleazel really needs to rely on his spiders as well as Insatiable Hunger. There is a Sentry Ward, as you can see. There's going to be Arcane Imprisonment, and that's going to be happening pretty consistently. Dire Sentry Ward flying in here. They want to try to find any sort of Observer Ward. Now, this is stacked up, as you can see, so it looks like this ward does not cover this camp. So they will be able to pull pretty continuously. Broccoli looking to try to scout out the rune. Will not find it. I think the Invis rune is still bottom. Fluff will find that out. He'll grab it as well and throw it in his bottle. Derp actually was going after Soyan for a second. Not going to chase him too far. I imagine just trying to zone him out while the supports aren't there. Last hits right now. Fnatic is leading the way, surprisingly enough. Despite the weird way they're doing this, it's going pretty well for them. Of course, you do have to play against one of the best heroes in the game right now in terms of Magnus. He's already taking a bit of damage, but he has a Magic Stick, a pretty standard pickup against Bat Riders. So I think that's a smart choice there. But Fluff is already giving him a lot more than he could probably handle early on. Pandango's going to back off. They have vision with this nice little Observer Ward here, but of course this Sentry also provides a little bit of vision in its own right, plus the Observer here, as you can see, which is an interesting place Observer Ward. One you don't see too often, but I think it's a very nice place Observer Ward. Fluff trying to do more damage to Dire. Looks like he used a salve or something. Fluff taking some damage. Is there a shockwave? Yes, there is. Skewer's going to fly. Fluff in some trouble. Might go down to first blood here. It looks like he will. Nice shockwave to get that kill from Dire 2 there. And he popped the Invis Rune right at the end, but it didn't work well for him. He just didn't have enough, so... My game sounds are loud. Okay, I'll turn it down then. Derp taking some damage from the Spirit Lance right now. Soyan can keep doing this. Of course, he's got Tranquils. He might go for Soul Ring if he wants to, but he's already got Chakra Magic on his side anyway. So 15 last hits right now for Magnus. The Phantom Lancer's at 11. 24 for Tobacco, so he's farming very well, but these Spiderlings are being annoying, as you can see. Sleazel's doing a nice job with that, and I talked about how you really need to get the Spiderlings to really do the damage. Meanwhile, top lane, Soyan's actually going to be able to get away just barely with that Doppel Walk through Decay missing. Not going to hit him. On the backside, Pandango is coming in. DD Rune is getting bottled up from Magnus right now. He's actually heading to the top lane. They see the vision of this. I think Rolo and Derp want it back. Smurf will be a little bit slower. Magnus was thinking about coming. Now he's going to back off, realizing that there is this Observer Ward here. And this is going to give room for Fluff to farm a little bit more. Soyan taking more damage from the creeps, actually. He has Tranquils, though, which do give him that regen. He's going to get Decayed as well from Smurf. So there's that. Broccoli can keep spamming that Chakra. He's going to level that first over the Illuminate, which is going to provide Soyan more damage here with that Spirit Lance when he wants to use it. And coming around the backside is Rolo and Derp. They're going to take a little bit of Illuminate damage, but not too much. Pandango is pulling, as you can see right now. Double damage rune is going to get popped off, and Dire 2 will have a nice time just getting last hits. So good stuff there. Going to continue to do that. 28 last hits for Tobacco down here in the bottom lane, and he's actually going to get a kill. Sleazel's going to get a Radiant Courier kill. It's a big deal. It's a big pickup. It's a lot of gold too. So nice job there. Tobacco certainly not happy about that. He's going to try to take a few of these Spiderlings away from him, and he will do so. Top lane right now, Soyan going to back off. Still has Tranquils. No Tangles left for him, though. Derp has one in Telekinesis, 2 into Fade Bolt, going for that extra damage. What did Rolo's skill? He went 1 Kinetic Field, 1 Thunder Strike, maybe 1 Glimpse next. We'll have to see. And Sleazel's now tanking this creep wave up pretty well, which is going to make it hard for Tobacco. He's already taking a bit of damage. He doesn't have too much regen. Sleazel, of course, still has a Tango and a Salve, so there's that. Fluff now at 21 last hits. Magnus leading the way, though, with 29. They're checking the bottom rune. It is not there. Fluff doesn't have it, I don't think. It's actually... Where was it? Somebody has it. Oh, it was the 6-minute rune. It hasn't spawned yet. But Magnus is coming bottom. They're going to try to maybe dive Tobacco here, and that's certainly what they need. So Dire 2 might look for a kill there. Top lane, nothing going on here, it doesn't look like, but Magnus looking for a kill, and Tobacco needs to back off. There's going to be the skewer, it's going to hit, doing some damage, and the Shockwave going to get the kill. Nice job from Dire 2, getting both kills so far in this game, and that's going to stop Tobacco's farm, which was starting to get a little ridiculous, but now things are evening out, and... Illuminate flying out, just hitting on Derp right now. Fortification flying out here on the bottom lane. They're trying to take this tower. These Spiderlings, there's so many of them. Glyph was already used. TP not going to come in just yet. Sleazel's going to take this tower pretty quickly, it looks like. So this tower will go down, and Fnatic already down a tower and 2 kills. They were getting decent form on Tobacco, but now they also lose a courier too, which is bad. TP coming in from the side of Fluff right now. Pandango using his Impale, Mana Burn as well. Derp going to fly down. Phantom Lancer getting the kill there, and Kinetic Field not going to do much there. And Skewer coming in from Dire 2. He's got Reverse Polarity. He might use it. There it goes on Tobacco, taking a lot of damage. Soul Rip as well. He's going to save himself with Astral Imprisonment. Smurf going to try to get this kill. Tombstone is popping down. Shockwave getting the kill. Dire 2 might fly. Rolo helping getting that kill. Smurf so close to going down as well. And there's another disruption in Soul Rip. Impale is going to go out as well. Smurf in some trouble. They need more help here. They need Fluff on the backside. He is coming right now. Pandango still chasing. The salve was popped off. They're looking for more. There is a lasso. They might go on Broccoli or somebody. Pandango, they're trying to get a kill. There's no Vendetta. Broccoli might go down. They get the Soul Rip. There's the lasso on Pandango. They're going to turn this around into 3 kills. And they turn it around just enough. And here is Soyan, but he's not going to go down anytime soon. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Sleazel's actually been pushing into the tier 2. This wave of creeps, of Spiderlings, is so many of them. Sleazel trying to take this tower. There's no fortification available. Tier 2 might be gone already, and Tobacco's trying to save it, but he's level 70. He doesn't have his ult. Not that it matters. I mean, these spiders and the creeps are just doing too much damage to the tower. And Tobacco's going to try to chase him off, but this tower should be going down. Meanwhile, Nyx Assassin getting a kill on the Undying finally. So it is 3-5. The tower's going down, no fort available. That is a tier 2 gone, and 2,000 in terms of experience now heading the way of GT, as well as about 3,000, almost 4,000 in gold. So Fnatic is a little far behind, and gotta say, GT playing very well. Magnus has been doing a lot in terms of ganking. been really helpful. And Sleazel on that Broodmother going for Midas. It looks like he's going to have really a lot of farm. He already took 2 towers, so there's that. Now, they're sort of leaving top lane right now, realizing they have to deal with Sleazel right now, who is going to be jungling. Is there any sentries here? They have Dust. They're going to go on Sleazel. Dust is going to pop off, I'd imagine, sometime soon. There it goes. There's no lasso available for not 15 seconds. Flame Break going to hit him out. There's a glimpse coming in as well. Sleazel should go down. Yep, there's the last hit. Gonna go for Fluff there, and they needed to stop his farm, so nice gank there. Mid lane, we also see Dire 2 up against Derp. Just Derp right now. Actually, there's 2 heroes here. Broccoli is one of them. DD is going to be popped up for Dire 2. He's got also a reverse polarity up his sleeve if he wants it. And Tobacco going to try to take this creep wave. Meanwhile, top lane, Smurf going against Soyan, who's got 38 last hits. So Tobacco's leading the way right now in terms of last hits, but his team is not really helping him out in that regard. So Decay gonna fly out on Phantom Lancer, continuing to do more damage and harassment. He's got no mana now because Broccoli's not here to spam his soul, or excuse me, Chakra Magic. Pendango is here. Smurf playing very aggressively. Very, very aggressively. TP coming in. Smurf, I don't know what you were thinking about doing, but you were in a bad position. He's going to soul up himself. There's going to be a shockwave. Smurf is going to go down. He'll pop his tombstone, maybe. No, he's going to save it. It looks like he's going to try to bait this. Illuminate not doing enough damage. He's going to try to TP out. Wow, will he make it? No, the shockwave getting the kill. Actually, there's the right click from, of course, Broccoli there. So Smurf playing very aggressively, but that does leave some time here for this tower to get pushed. A little bit of damage will go this way, but the fortification will fly. Magnus is up here. He's got reverse polarity. They see him, I think, up on that high ground. They're going to back off. Meanwhile, down here, Sleazel's here trying to stop Tobacco's farm. He's going to go for mech. As you can see, Headdress is finished up. Needs the buckler next. Something we see a lot of on ODs. And it's a pretty important pickup, I think. Makes you a bit tankier, of course. The heal is always nice, and it's good for your team, so they don't have to build it. And he also does a lot of damage regardless. But BKB might be the first choice for a lot of the heroes on GT. We'll have to see what they're going. 1,700 gold on Magnus. Looks like it'll be Blink there. Meanwhile, actually, might see some aggression mid. We've got 3 heroes here, 4 if you count Fluff, who's looking for a kill right now on the side of Soyan, who's trying to push into this. He's got Armlet, interestingly enough. Phantom Lancer going for Armlet. I don't know, really. I mean, that makes you tankier. It does a little bit more damage. And there's going to be the Dust. Fluff trying to get in there. The Flame Break is going to push Soyan back. Will there be a lasso available? Looks like there will be. Yes, there's the lasso. Smurf going to try to help get this kill. Dust needs to make sure that it doesn't wear off there. Soyan will go down. Fluff getting that kill. A big pickup there. Mid lane right now, though. They do take down Tobacco. And was that the only one that went down? It was, I think. Magnus getting that kill. Did he use his reverse? He did not. So the reverse polarity is still available. They're trying to take this tier 1 mid. They're pushing in like crazy. Spiderlings are doing a very good job of pushing in and trying to push onto the high ground here. Sleazel's still trying to farm away in the jungle right now. The rest of GT will back up for the time being. 11 minutes into the game. Still looking at the graphs. 3,000 in experience, 5,000 in gold right now. So
bottom tower is under attack.
What we need to see here is Fnatic is trying their best to limit the farm of your carries, like, for example, the Phantom Lancer as well as Sleazel. The problem is you're not going to limit someone with a Hand of Midas who's also taking 2 towers. He's got 1,700 gold in the bank. I'm sure he has something maybe on the courier. Something's flying that way anyways. It is a Null Talisman going to mid right now, probably from Pandango, or maybe for Broccoli, I'm not sure. Magnus is down here. He's probably got his Blink Dagger by now. He absolutely does. And Smurf getting chased by an Illusion, which has Armlet toggled. I like that idea. I like the fact that you can give the Illusions Armlet when you toggle it, so I think that's a smart play. I think Armlet on a Phantom Lancer is something you probably will never see, but I think it's a good pickup. And Sleazel's here. I mean, on the high ground is Dire 2 looking for an initiation. Not going to happen, though. DD Rune is going to be bottled up or actually activated by Pandango, and he can Vendetta too, and that is not good. They saw that happening, I think, with this ward here, so they'll back off to the tower at least. There is this Dire Vision here on the high ground, and now Dire 2 looking for an initiation here. Reverse polarity on Tobacco. He's taking some damage. He's in some trouble. Skewer going to fly as well. Tobacco has no Arcane Imprisonment for another 8 seconds. He's trying to kite. Here comes the rest of the team, but Smurf is all alone right now. And Magnus is going to try to get out as well. Sleazel is here, but there is no Dust, I'm sure, just yet anyways. Fluff looking for something. There's going to be the Tombstone. They're going to want to get all of these kills. They might be able to get it. They're trying to... There's a Sentry Ward here. No, that's a, yep, that is Sentry. And now Tower, while they all rotated down bottom, Tower's being taken mid. So what they're doing is they're applying pressure in other lanes, ganking elsewhere, making Fnatic fight where they don't want to fight, and then just pushing into other lanes, like the top lane as well. As you can see, is also going down pretty slowly but surely. And Soyan is going to try to take it, and he should be able to do so. and rotating in is the rest of GT. So Fnatic is sort of on their back heels right now. Fluff is trying to farm away. He's level 9. Looking at the level chart, as you can see, he's actually doing okay, but 10 and 11 for Sleazel and for, of course, Dire 2. They're playing very well. Level 6 for Brockby as well as Derp, and then, I mean, it's pretty even. I'd say close to even in terms of experience, despite these two hero level advantages. Net worth, though, is really the big deal is on Broodmother, who does have the Midas and 3,200 gold in the bank. We'll be getting something pretty soon. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something regardless. Batrider, Fluff does end up getting his blink. That's a very important pickup for him. He'll fly that to him in just a moment. Meanwhile, Nyx Assassin getting a kill here on the side of Rolo. They're trying to chase after him. Is there telekinesis? There's not enough. And on the backside, Skewer's going to miss. He's actually going to also just use a shockwave, do a little bit of damage to Derp. They're trying to turn this around. Decay will miss. Tobacco really wants an Arcane Imprisonment. He will find one. He's got his ult available too, but he's just going to wait. Should be enough. There's telekinesis. Fandango taking damage. Of course, he has the Spike Carapace. Invisibility up on Magnus. He's got 5 seconds for reverse polarity. He's going to use it. Smurf going to go down. Looks like now Magnus taking a bit of damage. No, Smurf doesn't go down. Nice ult coming in from the side of Tobacco. He wants Fandango. Will he get it? The Arcane Imprisonment. He's got, as you can see, the Spike Carapace, and he actually does get the kill. Nope, Undying gets that kill there. I thought it was going to go to Tobacco, but it doesn't matter. And now Sleazel's pushing in bottom freely, essentially. So 7-9 right now, and 3,800 gold for Brood. He's just stacking up as much gold as possible right now. We'll buy something soon. Top lane, he's going to try to pressure this lane. He's going for Vitality Booster. Could be just a casual Vitality Booster. Might be something like a Vanguard or a Heart of Trask. We'll have to see. But he's very tanky, and that's part of the problem with Phantom Lancer, I think. But I think that the Armlet is a very good pickup and interesting. An interesting one, to be sure. They're going to try to take this tower. There is a fort available. There's going to be some TPs. Reverse polarity is available. He can blink in if he wants to. He's going to try to do it. Tobacco will do a good job if he can, trying to get that Astral Imprisonment off before he gets skewered or blinked on. But that's they're going to back off and not try to take that tower. And Soyan's still going to try to push this top lane, and he's doing a good job. Of course, looking at the last hits, once again, you see 93 and 83 for the Broodmother and the Phantom Lancer, respectively. 76 for the side of the Outworld Destroyer. Liquid Fluff looking to stop this pressure, as you can see. And go back to the net worth chart. That's the GPM. Sleazel's at 500 right now, which is pretty good. And, I mean, Blink is available for Batrider, which is good. So Fluff has got that going. The thing is, they're, in terms of gold and experience, they're behind. 5,000 in experience, about almost 10,000 in gold already at 15 minutes into the game. If you think about later on into the game, I think that, obviously, GT probably has the better late game for a couple of reasons. Number one, Magnus's ult goes through BKB as well as his skewer, so there's that. Number two, Soyan is going to be getting pretty farmed. He looks like he's going for Blade of Alacrity, so it probably will be a Diffusal Blade, so he'll have more damage. You think about damage coming out from OD. This is pure damage, but of course it does get... I don't think it goes through Magic Immunity. Mech is going to be up on him, though, which is nice. He's not going for any damaging items. Obviously, he's going for Mech on the OD, which is not a bad build at all. But they need more damage from the rest of their team. They're going to try to find something out here with a lasso, with something. They're going to head up here, and Soyan's immediately backing off, realizing that he probably is going to be on the receiving end of a smoke gank, so he's not going to be in the best position if he stays in that lane. So he's going to back off for the time being. He actually has Doppelwalk available as well, and Fnatic is not going to find anything. Bottom lane, Smurf's here alone. Does Sleazel have anything? He bought a Yasha, a casual Yasha, not a surprise there. Insatiable Hunger, Sleazel looking for an initiation here. And there it goes, Smurf now in some trouble. Smurf taking a bit of damage. Here comes Dire 2 as well. And that'll be a kill. Skewer and the Sword not going to save his life. They do get that kill. Magnus is going to take it. Now, Fluff looking for the lasso here. The dust was used, it looked like, already, so they're not going to find Soyan. He could just walk away right before. And now Fluff in some trouble is going to get impaled. There's going to be the the Spirit Lance, and he'll get the kill with his right clicks as well. So that's 2 down in the span of a few minutes. And Derp had to go back to try to defend the base, and, well, Empower's up on Sleazel as well, too, and that's scary. That's some cleave that you don't want to have to deal with. Spell is stolen. Spawn Spiderlings. Rubik going to try to counter pressure this. And Tobacco desperately trying to get some farm. Soyan has enough for another Blade of Alacrity. He'll purchase it up, and he's very close. Oh, Tobacco, don't. Maybe fight into that. Actually, Soyan taking a lot of damage. There's no vision, though. Tobacco is actually taking a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, they don't have any sort of dust or sentries or anything like that, which Rolo is usually carrying 9 times out of 10, but not right now. Illusion Rune for the Nyx Assassin. His real one is going to come around from the backside. They're going to maybe try to, gank with this. Bait out the abilities from the Nyx Assassin on his illusion, or excuse me, on the bait out the abilities from Tobacco and everything like that, and Rolo. But it doesn't look like they're going to do that in the first place, so it doesn't matter. So he's going to just use his illusions to scout things out. Vendetta flying from Pandango. I don't think Rolo saw that, and now Tobacco is in some trouble. He's going to get hit up in just a second. There's going to be the initiation. The Impale as well. Tobacco taking a lot of damage. He is going to go down. Phantom Lancer getting that kill. Nice play there. Meanwhile, Broodmother getting a kill on the bottom lane on the Undying. And slowly but surely, GT is starting to take this game, and Fnatic is in some trouble right now. GT playing so well. They will get the kill mid on the Keeper of the Light, but that's a small victory, if anything. While the Tier 3 tower is being pressured with the fortification available, they might be able to push it back. They're rotating in, they're not TPing it, but they'll get there slowly. There is Fables, there's that. Spiderwings as well. Thunderstrike will also do a job there. Top lane, Tier 2 is going to be also pressured from Pandango, as well as Soyeon. The net worth is just so high for 3 heroes here on the side of GT in comparison to Fnatic. They're really not the farthest behind, but at the same time, they're still having some trouble here, obviously. Sleazel now has a Chrysalis. His damage is going to be pretty good. They're going to try to take this. Dire 2 is going to skewer Derp in immediately. Reverse Polarity available. There's Telekinesis plus the Static Storm. Nice Kinetic Field and Static Storm from Rolo. Ult coming in from Tobacco. There's the Astral Imprisonment right now. They're going to try to take on the Magnus here, and they want the kill, and they will get it. So they'll be able to defend that. They'll lose Derp, but they don't lose the tower. Top tower still being pressured right now. Not too much, though. They're going to actually back off. Meanwhile, Fluff looking for Broccoli. Going to Flame Break it back. Yes. Blink was just used. He really wants this. The Napalm going to slow Broccoli up a little bit more, but this Tier 1 tower is still available. In fact, no towers have been taken for Fnatic just yet. Pinging on Rolo right now. They're saying maybe we can get this guy. Sleazel, with his Chrysalis, maybe go for a Daedalus next, or a Manta Style, or I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no, him and, of course, Soyeon are farming so efficiently right now. You can see the Blade of Alacrity is, excuse me, the Diffusal Blade's pretty much done. I think that is the only thing you need. Nope, you need the Robe of the Magi, which he's going to buy right now. And then he'll have that first level of the Diffusal Blade, and that's going to be even more damage and even more mana drain that they already have plenty of. So mid lane, going to get forwarded up right now. As you can see, Fluff looking to get vision here. They will take this tower, finally taking the first tower of the game for Fnatic. It took them a while, but Tobacco does pick it up. And Derp's going to heal himself up, get a mech charge as well. And it looks like that will be the end of that aggression, realizing they maybe need to head back. Actually, they might try to fight this. Pandango's going to Vendetta out, and he'll be fine. There was a Sentry Ward that was placed down, and now they will back off. Sleazel now still getting his Spiderling army ready to go for this bottom push, which this tower is very low, by the way, and there's no fortification either. So Tobacco is able to fend off the Phantom Lancer, and 1,700 gold in the bank as well. And Rolo now, oh, you do not want to be there. Sleazel's going to rotate right in and try to kill you. In fact, you can see this gank is forming, and Dire 2 looking for a blink into the skewer. Rolo in some trouble. Rolo trying to get out. There's a glimpse on him and his Static Storm, but the spawn Spiderlings are going to get the kill. And Rolo, despite his best efforts, will go down for another 30 seconds. And Tobacco continuing to farm. 2,000 gold in the bank for him. I really want to see what he's going to go. Might be saving for buyback. I'm not sure. Ping's coming out from Magnus saying it's time to Roshan. We have the map presence, we have the map control. Now, I don't know, there's no wards here. I mean, they have this Radiant ward, which is actually a really good ward, which might see them head to Roshan, but they're not going to go for it. I don't think they'll be able to take it. Suzel's going to pop off his Insatiable Hunger. This will be a very quick Roshan, and even if they did rotate in, I don't think they'd be able to get there quick enough. So this will be an Aegis, I think, going on the side of Sleazel, maybe on Dire too. I think it'll probably be Sleazel, though. He'll probably sell his Soul Ring or Magic Wand. Not sure. He does get his Daedalus. Actually, they're going to skewer out, so they're maybe baiting this out. There is a Smoke King coming. Don't know if they saw this. I don't know how they saw that Smoke King coming. I don't know if there's any sentries there. Doesn't look like it. They're actually going to try to take this this Roshan. If they can take this, it'll be a big upset, big pickup for them. Tobacco's desperately trying to get it. He'll probably be put on him Smurf. taking a lot of the damage there. Might be a skewer into reverse polarity, a blink even, and Fluff is trying to back them off, so OD does pick up the Aegis right now, and oh boy, now Pendego's in some trouble. He's going to get shockwaved up. They're going to try to turn this around. Damage going to hit him, but Spike Carapace is up, going to stun Tobacco and Derp. They're not going to get the kill, but they do take the Aegis as well as Roshan, which is what they needed, but the top tower in the meantime is destroyed by Fan of Soyan, who's actually very low. He needs to get back now. And he will do so. Behind them is Sleazel here. Do they have vision is the question. I'm not sure. Fluff looking for it. They have a gem, actually, from Fluff. And I think he knows this now, and he's going to try to get out of here as quickly as possible. In fact, he has no TP, but he'll be fine for the time being. They will not try to go for him. Top lane, TPs are coming in. As you can see, Smurf trying to make sure that this creep wave does not push in any further. And net worth... Still, I mean, this is the real problem right here, is the 13,000 on Sleazel and the 10,000 on PL. That Roche was a good Roche. If they could have gotten Pandego, they could have been in an even better position, but they also lost a tier 2 tower in the meantime. Now, Fan of Soyan is here, going to go on Smurf, and the Spirit Lance is trying to stay alive. Smurf's going to pop his Tombstone. It might be too much, though. Smurf barely getting out alive for the time being. He's very low, and the Tombstone goes down almost instantaneously from these illusions, but Smurf does survive just barely. And everything will be killed here with Fluff's Firefly going off. And he does have that Gem of True Sight like I talked about. He's looking for something. Going to purchase up a Force Staff pretty soon. He's got to bring a regen, as you can see. Sleazel trying to continue to push in the bottom lane. Daedalus up on him. It's going to be really hard to stop him. And he's like level 17 too. He's way higher than everybody else on the side of the Radiant. So GT playing fantastically here. There's going to be an illusion. Yeah, that's not the one you wanted, unfortunately, but that's okay. Force Staff on the Outworld Destroyer, looking for more. Dire 2 taking some damage. The last are going at him as well. The ult, there's the reverse polarity. Tobacco taking a bit of damage. He's got his Aegis, but Derp is going to go down. Certainly, that's going to be 4 dead, but 3 dead in just a second once Tobacco gets back up, and he is in some trouble. He is taking a lot of damage. He is going to go down. That is 4 dead right now, and GT is in one of the best positions they could have. They're pushing into the bottom lane. Bottom Raxes are gone, and I think GT might be able to take this. And it's a best of 1 too, so there's no second game, there's no third game. This is it. This might be it for Fnatic, and a well-played GosuCup so far. And even with the help of Fluff from Fnatic, it might not be enough. This is going to be 2 sets of racks. It doesn't look like there's buyback here on the side of Fnatic's side, so yeah, there's not. The only one that can buy back is Derp on the side of Fnatic. That's the only one. And melee Raxes are going to go down. They're thinking about doing range, but it's not going to happen. Fnatic is so far behind right now. And 2 upsets already, I think, in the GosuCup. You see that Lust and Lust beat the side of Dignitas, and GG is going to be called. That's it. GT will take the game. And they'll move on to the semifinals, a best-of-3 series between either Root or Vlad's First. We'll have to see which one. And, man, did they play great. Oh, it was so good. But that's going to be it here for now. We'll get back into the next game in a few moments. I think we'll probably take a break. I don't know if Root's done with their game against Vlad's First or vice versa. Thank you for joining me here today. My name is Maut. And we're on Neo Dota. I'd like to thank Grats Tho Gamers for sponsoring the GosuCup. It's a lot of fun to watch, and things like this happen all the time. Fnatic did win the first GosuCup, but unfortunately the road ends here, and GT will take it pretty convincingly in a game with picks that were interesting, and they just couldn't get the farm on the side of Fnatic. So, excellently played game from the side of GT. That being said, we'll get into the next game in just one moment. Thanks for joining us here. Stick around. I'll be back momentarily.